Hi everyone, Adam here, and this is what I watched for August, just an overview of the movies I saw in August, obviously. Okay, so on the 4th of August, I watched Bullet Train. I liked it, I didn't love it. I did kind of find it a bit overstuffed with so many characters, which sometimes can work, sometimes can't. I mean, it's not a bad movie, and the action scenes were well done, and pretty good performances from pretty much most of the cast. But I thought I was going to like it more than I did. And on the 5th, like most people, I watched Prey, of course, a Predator sequel, which just about everybody has seen and reviewed. And pretty much most people have given it a pretty positive review, and I thought it was really good too. I thought the lead actress, Amber Midthunder, fantastic job as Naru. And taking the Predator into the past, I think it works pretty well. I thought it was a pretty decent action flick. I think it actually should have got a cinema release instead of straight to streaming, to be honest. Yeah, I only saw one person say they thought it was pretty bad and complained about too dark. This was somebody on Twitter who commented on when I said I actually liked it. But you know how Twitter can be. Sometimes there's some real jerks on there. You can follow me on Twitter at AdamPaulB. On the 7th of August, I watched Hellraiser Hellworld. This is the, I don't care anymore, direct-to-DVD Hellraiser movie. This one was about a group of gamers who are fans of a multiplayer online game, which is based on the events of the Hellraiser movies. I thought this might be interesting, a bit of gaming stuff. I like gaming. But then that's sidelined for the rest of the movie, where they're invited to a rave at this rich guy's mansion. Pinhead shows up, does his usual stuff. Yeah, it's pretty average. But I will say, I mean, the cast is interesting though. Lance Henriksen and a pretty famous Henry Cavill. It's not good. I mean, Lance Henriksen does the best he can with the material. I mean, I will say it's well shot. Rick Bota, who directed it, is known for doing these direct-to-DVD sequels. Seems to be his specialty. I didn't like this one either. I haven't liked a single one of these direct-to-DVD Hellraiser films. Obviously, some are better than others. Okay, this one had some decent gore, and of course, Doug Bradley as Pinhead is always fine. He's always great. But there was one thing that always bugged me. There was a scene where, on the video game, there's a sound bite where Pinhead does his, we have such sights to show you. I'm just thinking to myself, did they summon Pinhead into the recording booth to do that? I was just thinking, I'd be saying, like he'd be doing his, we have such sights to show you. Hey Phil, do you want me to do another read? And like Phil would be like, no, we got it. Okay, that's what I was thinking, because I was entertaining myself more than that movie. I hated it. All right, nothing against the cast; they did fine, but it just had potential. I thought there was going to be more gaming stuff, but that was sidelined for the rave at a rich guy's mansion. I was so bored. On the 13th, I watched Nope, which of course is Jordan Peele's third film. It's about some people in inland California, a couple of, what were they, horse trainers for movies. And then there seems to be, when you've seen the trailers, there's a UFO flying about, and they want to try and get evidence of it. I'll give it credit, because even though most people have seen it, I don't want to give much away, because I will say it went in a surprising direction. I just say, I know most of you have seen it, but it did go in a direction I didn't expect, which will either some people say, oh, that's good, or what the heck is this? And don't get me wrong, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Look, everything else is fine. Cinematography, the acting by the two leads. I mean, it's not bad at all, but, good special effects. Well shot, well directed, but I liked it, but I thought I was going to like it more, which seems to be a theme this month. On the 20th of August, I watched Girl at the Window, which is an Australian horror thriller. The plot for Girl at the Window is a troubled teenage girl who's struggling to cope with the accidental death of her father, suspects that the mysterious killer stalking her hometown is not only her neighbour, but her mother's new romantic interest. Yeah, even though this has kind of an arty title, this is an Ozploitation, kind of a throwback to that type of movie. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it is. It's getting terrible reviews pretty much everywhere else, but I thought it was well shot. Cast is pretty good. Radha Mitchell, who you'd know from maybe Pitch Black, and several other films. Vince Colosimo, who's a well-known Australian actor. The standout was Ella Newton, who plays a teenage girl. You know what? I enjoyed it for what it is. A little bit of nudity, a bit of gore. It's essentially a throwback. Directed by Mark Hartley, who directed a really good Australian documentary called Not Quite Hollywood, which is based on all the Ozploitation movies from back in the day. If you like documentaries and like to learn the history of movies, worth checking out. Like to know some of the history of Australian films, check it out. He also directed the Patrick remake, which I actually really like. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I enjoyed it more than, well, seems like a lot of people. For what it is, it's quite intriguing. I mean, for what it is. I mean, I think people were expecting to be a bit more arty, but you know what? It's a I guess a stalker slasher thriller, and it is what it is. But I enjoyed it. So on the 26th of August, I watched The Invitation. This is a horror movie starring Nathalie Emmanuel. Actually, it's Natalie. No, it's Nathalie. But thanks, guy on the internet who likes to correct people, but he's always wrong. Here's a plot synopsis here. After the death of her mother, Evie is approached by an unknown cousin who invites her to a lavish wedding in the English countryside. Soon she realises a gothic conspiracy is afoot and must fight for survival as she uncovers twisted secrets in her family's history. Sounds exciting? It wasn't. Visually, it's great, especially when she's in the gothic mansion. And I thought Nathalie did a fine job. It's just, holy crap, this was so boring. I could not wait for this movie to finish. This might be one of my least favourite movies this year. The twist is like, yeah, whatever, because there is a twist. I thought Nathalie Emmanuel did fine, but instead of focusing on what should be more the horror, they focused more kind of on like a romantic plot, even though it's meant to be a horror, which there is, but it takes forever to get there. Look, well shot, I guess, but yeah, I just was so disappointed by this. So disappointed. I hate it. It's just dull. Okay, so that wraps it up for August of what I watched. Have you seen any of these? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Adam, and I'll see you again soon.